You're welcome to the program. We're beginning this morning on the labor front because the Trades Union Congress is this morning expected at the premises of the Sanguna Sogli Pa Ghana Limited, demonstrating to demand the reinstatement of 3 union leaders dismissed by management of the company. Now, not even an intervention by an executive member of the company, Togba Hede, would make them change their mind.
The Secretary General of the Trades Union Congress, Dr. Yauban, who was addressing a news conference in Accra, recalled the numerous meetings to drum home its demand for the reinstatement of the workers, as well as a National Labour Commission directive and a court order.
We are all marching on Sunona Sogli at home. Not only my workers union and you here, all the affiliates of TUC are going. Our brothers and sisters in Tema are joining us. Our sisters and brothers in Accra are joining us. And we want the whole world to know that we don't want such employers in this country.
He hinted on an intervention by an executive member of Sonona Sogli, Togwe Apede, the 14th, to get the 3 workers reinstated.
If he gets our 3 guys back, by anything other than that, we are going on with our actions tomorrow and then the subsequent actions that we have planned.
How do you react to those who believe that TUC has been too laid back with this particular issue?
TUC adopted a certain strategy of dialogue, but we have realized that Ghanaian employers, many of them, don't understand social dialogue. That's why we are now moving back into the militancy.
The General Secretary of the Ghana Mine Workers Union, Abdul Mumun Bana, outlined other legal means to address their grievances.
Ghana Mine Workers Union of the Trade Union Congress Ghana resolves as follows: to use every means, including embarking on protest marches, picketing, demonstrations, strike actions across the industry and the country to demand the reinstatement of the 3 dismissed local union leaders of Sunun Asogli Ghana Limited.
We're there this morning to bring you all the updates when they happen. Away from that, this man has been in the middle of accusations and counter-accusations with threats of lawsuits and multiple investigations over a report. The former Minister of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation and the chairman of the defunct Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, Professor Kwabena Frimpong, says he stands by every single word contained in his report to the president. In an exclusive interview with Alfred Okansi, he said he needed to be brutally honest with the president.
I'm a very serious person. I want a targeted approach to solving this problem. So if there's a committee and my ideas are still needed and so on, I'm still a Ghanaian and I really want this menace, put aside.
In fact, and that's exactly what we also all want as well. What are some of the challenges, that will still prevent you from achieving some of your objectives? I mean, while you were there.
I was a chairman 2 years ago, and I've articulated all my concerns in that report, and I don't want to go back to discuss it, because all the things that you're asking me is in that report, and that what I wrote is not meant for public consumption, and I believe that the president has ordered some investigations. Let's respect his orders and move on and see how we can bring this under control.
But do you still stand by all the details in that report?
Oh, yes.
You stand by them?
Yes.
Regardless of the defense by some of the people who have been captured in that report, that what you are saying is not true?
It wasn't an easy thing writing about some of my colleagues. It wasn't easy. But I had to be brutally honest with the president. And that is why I did what I did. So that I could have said, oh, Mr. President, everything is okay, under control, maybe give me time, we're able to do it, write some wishy-washy thing, and then not achieve anything. But I had to be honest with myself, and knowing the president the way he is. He wanted the truth.
True indeed.
And I did that from my point of view.
The former member of parliament for Manson Kwanta constituency, for instance, whom you said that owns multiple dozens of concessions while he was a member of the Minerals Commission Board. He says that he doesn't even own even one concession. He's ready to take you on in court.
He's free to do that. I'm waiting for it.
You're waiting for him to go to court?
Yes.
You have evidence to back the fact that he
I'm waiting for him.
Concessions.
I'm waiting for him.
The presidency describes this report as a mere hearsay.
I haven't heard that from him.
In fact, it was in a letter, communication to the public about your report.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think. I don't know. I haven't read it. I haven't heard it.
You say it's mere hearsay. Do you agree with that?
Are you telling me that, or?
I'm asking you if it was just a mere hearsay.
I don't want to answer that question. Let's skip it. I've told you already that I stand by everything that I wrote. So not to answer all the questions that you are trying to pose.
They said you did not provide enough evidence for them to even take action on some of the details of the report.
Fine, fair enough.
So that was Professor Frimpong Boateng there. Stay with us here on Newday. We're bringing you the extensive conversation with Alfredo Kanse and all the details concerning the leaked report, if you like. But in the meantime, to some sad news in the northern part of the country, a middle-aged mother of 7, believed to be in her 40s, and a man believed to be in his early 60s, they have been lynched at Zakbalsi in the Mion district of the northern region on suspicion of engaging in witchcraft. According to TV3 sources, the woman was chased and lynched at the forecourt of the chief palace, where she ran to seek refuge, while the man was killed at his residence. The two were accused of causing a woman to be sick after the woman's family had consulted a soothsayer. On the back of that, human rights group Amnesty International is questioning the attitude of the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection in ending witchcraft accusations against women following the lynching of the two at Zakbalsi in the Mion district of the northern region of witchcraft suspicion. Speaking to Alfredo Kanse in Ghana tonight, board chair of Amnesty International, Francis Nyantichi, laid culpability on the doorstep of the Gender Ministry over their failure to end the cycle.
When it happened in Kafaba, when the president was killed, together with TV3, we did an extensive campaign on that. Regrettably, the Ministry of Gender and Social Protection attitude towards handling this issue wasn't satisfactory.
Right.
We have continuously campaigned for the perpetrators to be brought to book. We have successfully, together with the MP for Madina, tabled a private member bill on criminalizing witchcraft accusation. But the ministry's support in this process has been very minimal. And whilst we condemn, we think that action is needed in stemming the tide. It is regrettable that our women continue, especially the aged, continue to suffer from this unfortunate incident. Yet, we have a whole ministry for protecting the vulnerable in society that have paid little, or let me say, no particular attention to this particular menace. Also, for me, it's a societal problem that we need to educate and make sure that the laws of this country work. It is also important for the Ministry of Gender and Social Protection to make it a critical issue. It's becoming endemic, and we must all condemn, but condemnation is not enough. We need to make sure that we pass the witchcraft accusation bill and implement it such that our women will be free from this unnecessary form of accusation that has no scientific, has no base. I mean, it appears that, especially in the northern Ghana, when you go to a certain level, then you are attacked as a witch, and then you are molested, and in most cases, killed. How can you do this to a human being who has given birth to 7, 8 people, and he hasn't killed any of them, but you can sit somewhere and claim that she has given sickness to somebody, and for that matter, that person has been killed?
Well, the Northern Regional Reintegration Committee on Witchcraft Accusation and Disbandment of Alleged Witches Camps have also been reacting to this tragic incident.
The members of the Northern Regional Reintegration Committee on Witchcraft Accusation and Disbandment of Alleged Witches Camp wish to condemn the lynching of Ma Safura Imoro, a woman in her 40s, and Mba Chilfo, an elderly man in Zakpalisi in the Meong district, on suspicion of witchcraft. This is barbaric and an affront to human rights, especially as Ghana has signed on to a number of international human rights conventions, including CEDAW. The particularly worrying issue is that Madam Safura was killed in the forecourt of the Zakpalisi Nas Palace. She left behind 7 children, the last of which is just about 3 years old. This is a clear case of an alleged murder, and therefore there should not be any interference in order to give the police the space to do their investigation. We wish to commend the police for their early visit to the scene in the community and urge them to press this through. We collectively also call on the police to act swiftly on this issue in order to bring the perpetrators to book and give justice to the victims.
To some other subject, Ghanaians with dual citizenship may soon be able to contest for political positions. This is because the 2 leading political parties, the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party, have given strong indications that they would want the law to be reviewed to accommodate Ghanaian nationals who want to serve the country. Martin Asiodudate has more here.
Article 94(2)(a) of the Ghanaian Constitution talks about who can become a member of parliament. The concern, however, has fallen on the back of debate about whether James Jechikwesin, who is member of parliament for Asin North, was badly treated, considering the fact that he has been barred from carrying himself as the legitimately elected MP of Asin North. Now, former President John Dramani Mahama has waded into the conversation and has said that if he forms the next government, he will ensure the clarity of that law, especially in the face of Ghanaians living abroad whose expertise may be needed of running the country.
We are going to clarify that constitutional provision that compels them to give up their foreign citizenship before they contest elections. We are going to clarify it. They can come and stand for parliament. They can come and hold office in Ghana. They don't have to give up their other citizenship to be able to hold those offices.
The New Patriotic Party has also started pushing a similar conversation, saying that they do not believe that people with dual citizenship should renounce their other nationalities just in the name of wanting to take a political position in Ghana.
We felt that it would have been a double jeopardy. First of all, you would have lost your citizenship. And then secondly, you would have also lost the primaries that you contested in. So we said that, okay, now, the person can contest. If you hold a dual citizenship, you can contest. After you win, then you take considerable steps to renounce. But then if you're unable to do so, before we send your particulars to the Electoral Commission, and by which time you had not proven to us that indeed you had renounced your citizenship, then we will withdraw you.
Meanwhile, private legal practitioner Justice Abdullahi says this is a step in the right direction.
A draft bill from Parliament dated 2018. And so I think there's already a bill in the offing. The former president throwing his weight behind a possible review. I think we probably may have a bipartisan approach to that. And I'm sure if you all take a look at that bill, we should be able to come out with something that will be more acceptable. Holistically, look at the entire law on dual nationals and see how best we can accommodate certain persons in certain other areas of our lives without necessarily having to have them, throw the baby together with the bad water.
Well, away from that, the Food and Drugs Authority is urging food manufacturers and processors to register their products through its progressive licensing scheme to maintain consumer confidence in the local food system, a failure to meet appropriate regulatory requirements, leading to arrest and closure of food outlets over safety concerns necessitated the implementation of the scheme. We'll bring you that story later in a subsequent bulletin. But let's move on to some other subjects. Now, the progress on the anti-LGBTQ+ bill in Parliament could slow down. This is because of a suit by a private individual, Paul Sefa, alleging that the Speaker of Parliament and the Attorney General have violated the Constitution in the handling of the Proper Sexual Human Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill. There's more in this report. You're still watching the news on New Day. My name is Noble Crosby, and we're live also on all our social media platforms at TV3 Ghana. We're live on DSTV channel 279. We're bringing you that story also later, but let's bring you some international news at the moment, as federal authorities are investigating whether the gunman who killed 8 people, including children, at a Dallas shopping mall had far-right links. The 33-year-old attacker was shot dead at the scene by a police officer who was responding to an unrelated call. 6 people were pronounced dead at the scene in the North Dallas suburbs, while 2 died later in hospital. 3 of the injured, ranging in age from 5 to 61, are still in hospital. The gunman, named by investigators as Mauricio Garcia, used an AR-15 style rifle and wore combat tactical gear during the shooting, with multiple rounds of ammunition found on him. Witnesses described scenes of panic and horror when the gunman got out of his car in a mall parking lot and began firing on shoppers. Still in international news, a tribunal has begun hearing a petition by several opposition candidates in Nigeria to annul Bola Tinubu's victory in February's election. Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar are challenging Tinubu's victory on several grounds, including the fact that the Independent National Electoral Commission failed to upload the results on a website portal in real time. They allege that this was in breach of the Electoral Act and INEC's promise to ensure transparency. INEC is defending the case, saying the final result reflected the will of the electorate and delays in uploading the results were caused by technical glitches and a spike in traffic.